tuning in to the World XP podcast. If you're enjoying the content, please remember to drop a sub, drop a like, and leave your thoughts down below in the comments. With that, we will see you guys in the podcast. Izzie, he's back, the OG guest. We'll get the other twin on later. It'll be like part 1, part 2. Put the same picture on the thumbnail for both of you. Nobody can tell the difference.
Won't even know.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's great to have you back, man.
Great to be back, man. This is dope, man.
So the first episode, there's a lot of things going on in the world. It was a more serious episode. Hopefully this one will be more fun, I guess. Although, although it's not like there's nothing going on in the world anymore. Although your owner is selling the team for the Phoenix Suns. And have you been following that?
Yeah. I read the initial articles and thought that was pretty wild. Also kind of was shocked that would happen.
What did he do? I've been paying zero attention to any of these things.
Yeah, so he's Sauber is the owner of both the Mercury and the Suns, and so basically he like had used a bunch of like foul languages along with like the N word multiple times in different conversations with officials, and also like had used like a lot of misogynistic talking as well, like a lot of just things that obviously do not belong in the workplace, especially like in a workplace such as that, owning a women's sports team, and also like where you have a lot of minorities playing for you. So it was, I can't remember, I think it was two other like team officials and two other people in the team on the team. So, and then I guess I don't know how it's just coming out just now. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was kind of wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We keep hearing about these, like, I don't know, like I'm not surprised. Like, this is not surprising. Like, Tim Dillon had like a rant about this when Meghan Markle was complaining that like the royal family was racist, and
Yeah.
well, this is a horrible time to talk about this. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. But like, um, he was like, "What did they did?" He's like, it's not like they just started this when she went over. Like when she went there, it's like, are they surprised? It's like I feel like
Yeah.
not that it makes it right, but like everyone keeps being like shocked and outraged, and it's like,
So we had to see this coming. You know, it's not
yeah,
something.
it's like this is not new for
Yeah.
anyone. Like all of these guys, like whoever had like Donald Sterling with the Clippers a couple years ago, Dan
Yeah, that
Snyder,
was wild.
John Gruden, like even the Celtics coach, they just suspended him for the whole season for having a consensual relationship with somebody on the
Yeah,
team,
I
which
just saw that.
I don't really know if that's like, I feel like that's harsh unless they had specific rules in place saying like don't do that, which they probably did. But like,
Yeah, isn't he? He
it's just
was
like,
dating Nia Long, right?
huh?
He was dating Nia Long at the time when he was doing that, right?
Was he? Oh, I have no
I think
idea,
so.
bro.
Some wild shit like that.
I'm so out of the loop. I'm like out of the loop, but not at the same time. It's a very strange place to be in. It's like I hear things are happening and I don't know anything about them, and then I go look into them. So like I knew I was talking to you, so I didn't bother to look into the Suns thing because I know you're a Suns fan, and I was like, I'll just ask
Yeah,
him.
and now he's selling the team, so he's looking for buyers. But then I think the minority buyer, one of the minority owners, really wants to kind of scoop up everything. So that'd be kind of dope. Forgot his name, but
I don't know.
sounds like a good idea. But I mean, honestly, like, I mean, this is like the first like 2, 3 years the Suns are actually good. Like he's owned the team for what 17 years, and they've been god awful for like the majority of it. So
Did he have the team when Steve Nash was there?
yeah, I think he like caught the latter end of Steve, like the Steve Nash,
Ah, very nice.
which is good. So, but oh my
It's
god,
like it's like
we had one of the longest streaks of missing the playoffs with like 8, 9 seasons and just straight missing the playoffs until 2021 or the
don't
2020
the
season.
Kings I feel like are longer.
Yeah, the
Maybe.
Kings now have it. Yeah,
Yeah. That is wild. You guys are good for like 2 years and then it's ruined again. It's the
exactly. Yeah,
most Phoenix thing of all time.
exactly.
That's wild. Oh, I don't, oh, dude. It's like I hear these things and I don't bother to look into them because I'm like, I'm not surprised. Like I don't need to look into this. Move
Yeah.
on. Like we know exactly what happened. Move on.
Another owner is exposed for like who he
Yeah,
actually is, I guess. Right?
yeah. The Dan Snyder one was wild because apparently he was like, I heard he was making the cheerleaders like pose in like a bikini calendar or whatever for him, and I
Yeah,
was, and I was like,
for only him.
I was like, I mean, that's wrong that you're doing that, but also like I don't know, like I don't know. Please don't get, no, people are gonna be like, what are you talking about? But I feel like there's
Like
worse
you
things
want
to.
one too.
I feel like there's worse things to do. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm him and all that's I don't know. I'm sure he did worse things, but I was like, fair play, dude. And then I was like, that's fucked up. You can't be going around doing that. Like somebody that'll come out somewhere. It's like all these
Well,
people joke about like the Japanese businessmen with their random like white girls and all like those things. It's like
yeah.
that. It's like it just exists. And like
Yeah,
uh
exactly. He was going like Deshaun Watson mode too. Like there's just like just like outrageous like sexual assault, just like right in the workplace. And it was just like, all right, like we're gonna do that, like if you're gonna be like subtle about it, like I guess like the calendar, but then the
yeah.
rest is just like, yo, what? It's like, how did you think you were gonna get away with it, right? Like,
Well,
how is
that's
there?
because well, that's what I'm saying. Like they just are in that position. They just have no concept of like Bill Burr was on Conan and he was talking about Trump and he was like, that's what the guy that lives at the top of a skyscraper sounds like. You're not gonna get any like all these people are like basically the same. It's like that's what they just do these things because they don't think like nobody tells them no for anything ever.
Yeah, they
Like
don't really have
if
like a
like
reality check or kind of like,
yeah, never.
yeah,
Like if you went up to the Redskins cheerleaders and you were like, I need you all to pose for a calendar for me, they'd all be like, fuck no.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like no. So he's like, he's like, well, I just asked him, or like that's the same thing with like Louis C.K. when he was like, I just asked him if I could jack off, and then I just did it, and like not even realizing that maybe, hey, bro, that's a little bit weird, man. You probably shouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, the team owner is pretty hard to say no. Your
Yeah,
life
100%.
probably depends on it, right?
Yeah, still, it's for sure not right, but it's like it's just a weird. I don't know. I feel like we're going into a weird path that we're both gonna end up in trouble. That's fine.
Yeah, honestly, I say me, you, Sammy, pull our money together, grab a minority stake in the Suns.
No.
I'll make some bread. I guarantee
No,
you we do that, we win the championship next year.
no. Value as soon as Chris Paul leaves, value.
Yeah, exactly, dog. I
I'm
don't
not
know
trying
what's
to.
wrong
The
with
Suns are going to be like the Dogecoin of the NBA. So you can invest in them now, and then those just tank
that. It's just
for
game
the
over.
next 20 years. Yeah,
Same every year. Get your jerseys now.
yeah. Get your jerseys now. Get them autographed now. Put them on eBay now, and then sooner or later they'll be relics from like
Exactly.
an ancient team that didn't survive.
Yeah, because we're about to
Yeah.
lose Aiden. We're about to just be like, hey man, we're not going to pay you as much as like we pay somebody that's taken somebody a star center, taking a team to like the NBA Finals. We're just going to let you go. Like we're gonna trade you for Miles Turner, who hasn't been in the playoffs since goodness, I don't even know honestly. I
You
don't
guys,
even.
did you guys end up paying him? You did, right?
We did, yeah. I mean, after
Yeah.
a while, it was like what was it, two months of
Yeah,
contract
it was a
negotiation,
while.
and like all these rumors. It was like, oh my god,
I don't understand how the negotiations work because I thought there's like bands in the NBA. Like if you've played this many years and you've got this like level of achievement, you're eligible for this much money. And then
yeah.
there's like the veterans like mid-level exception. Like there's all these bands. Like I thought there wasn't really negotiation that much.
Yeah, I think he was fighting between, so like he just got his rookie deal, right? So that
Yeah.
was it just expired, and since he was number one draft pick, that was pretty substantial amount of money. But I think he was fighting for like a max, like a max or super max deal, which is like pretty pricey because I mean your team is investing the rest of their future in you, right?
Yeah,
So
what like
I think
couple hundred mil.
yeah, it was like I think it was some insane amount of figure of money. And there's like I understand why you would be hesitant, but it's like
Is he eligible for that?
yeah, he was. I mean, you can after his rookie deal, they could offer him anything, but he was after his rookie deal,
Oh,
he was worth so much. So it was like if you're not gonna pay me, I'm gonna go somewhere else and get paid. So I mean,
interesting.
he's about his bag, so it makes sense, right? Can't.
Yeah. Dude, American sports are so much different than like European sports and how they pay people.
Yeah.
Like there's hardly any, like the only salary cap in Europe is they can't spend more than a certain percentage of like the money that they made. So like the big clubs make a fuck ton of money, so they can
Yeah.
spend a fuck ton of money. But I don't know. Then like those clubs are historic. It's
But what do those sponsorships do? Those sponsorships gives you like they definitely pour a lot of money into that team as well that you can use for is it
hundred
can be
percent,
allocated to
100%. But like in MLS, like the players aren't really owned by the teams. They're owned like the league. It's like the league owns all the contracts, and it's like it's really
Mhm.
weird how they do it.
Yeah.
It's very convoluted and like confusing. It's like you have to fill. It's kind of similar to the NBA, but for soccer, it makes no sense because instead of having 12 to 15, like 12 guys on your roster, then
Yeah.
and like a sal, it's like it's very easy to like dice out. Like it makes sense for basketball almost to have that amount because
Yeah.
if you had no salary cap, you could have like Jeff Bezos buy the Suns and just
For real.
pay LeBron, Giannis, Tatum, like Kyrie, like all of them because he's got unlimited money, which you could do theoretically in the soccer
Yeah.
world. It's like the Saudi guys buying like Manchester City and they buy everybody.
He bought Newcastle too, right? Isn't that on the come up?
Yeah, some other oil people. I
That's wild.
honestly, I can't tell. I could just list off the teams that are owned by oil money, and then Newcastle, City, PSG.
Damn. That's that makes sense that PSG don't buy old money. But
Yeah, that's how they bought Neymar. You think they bought Neymar for 220 million for like
yeah, that
for
was outrageous. Yeah.
and yeah, I don't even know. Oh, dude, did you see Messi's contract demands came out for the last season with Barca when they let him go?
No,
He
I didn't
was
see
he was
that.
demanding like Barca pay for private flights for his family back to Argentina and like all this other stuff.
Damn.
And the club had agreed to all of it except for changing his release clause from 700 million to 10,000.
Damn. So somebody they didn't want somebody to buy him.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he just left anyway, so it didn't matter.
That was an
I
L.
don't know.
They
Yeah,
agreed to everything. Like, all right, we'll just put your family on the PJ, take you all the way to Argentina. Like we'll spend
yeah.
club money to like ferry your family around.
They would have. They would
Jeez,
have, but like they didn't want to lose him for like they didn't want to pay him all that and then lose him for free, so they just lost him for free instead.
that's
I
crazy.
think. Well, also like Bartomeu or whatever his name is, the guy that was running the club before, he's under investigation for like malpractice for running the club. So like that
Oh
whole
wow.
situation is such a mess, dude. And then they've got like they're talking about pulling financial levers. It's like makes no sense. Like if you
Well,
think
'cause,
about it,
yeah,
if you
aren't they in massive debt right now? And they just
apparently they made a profit of 100 million last season and they're on course to make 270 million this season.
oh my god.
Which makes sense because of they're winning now and the fans are back in the stadium and all the new
Yeah.
signings, the shirt sales, like everything else. But like,
Someone might be cooking the books.
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand generally as a financial rule how like anything is done anymore. There's so many like things that you can just use to like. I was talking with somebody about this the other day. It's like your money is really just a number on a screen at this point, and like, what is stopping you from changing the number and who's gonna find out like it started off as like a you give me one thing like a piece of like paper that we both agree has a value for a good or a service, but then it turned into like okay, well, I use that paper to pay somebody else and technically if I put money in the bank then like it's the bank's money and the bank owes me the money, it's not my money but I can still use it, and so it's just this big circle of like everyone owes everyone, so like
Yeah.
where does it start and where does it end? It's like no one actually knows. And then the government's just like, yeah, we'll just print out like $1 trillion and give it to people during COVID. And you're like,
Yeah, that
is this even a
was
thing?
stimulus tax. That was pretty wild.
It was. And
And
now chicken
if you were
costs
in
like
California, you got
$15,
like
bro.
three of them, I think, or something like that.
Huh?
I think if you were in California, you got like three of them. I think was
I
some.
got three,
You did?
maybe.
Damn, you only got two. I need to look into
I
that.
don't know. Well, that's why I say I think Jenna only got two. And like no, we couldn't figure out why.
Yeah,
There was
there
like
was
no
just no reason.
concept.
I remember
Like
also like trying to call, like trying to figure out like, yo, where my checks at? I need that.
I was like, this money is paying for the open bar at my wedding.
There
Which
you go.
which actually will by the time this goes out will have happened. So
Perfect.
I used that money already to pay for the open bar.
Congrats. There we go.
You're going.
I know that's gonna be so much fun, man. We should start like we should record an episode of just your wedding.
At the place.
Just strap a GoPro to your like chest and just see what happens.
I feel like that's a horrible idea.
Just get like
No.
at least 10
Strap a
scenes.
GoPro to Jay's chest,
There you go. Yeah,
or Zach maybe.
yeah. I feel like Zach's gonna be hilarious, though.
He will. That.
Oh, just capture the demons coming out that kid.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll talk. I mean, yeah, we shouldn't say all this stuff on the internet, so we won't. But yeah, he's a funny guy, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, it's like so. Like after we left, like the gold standard in '71. Now our money's not tied to anything. It's like we can just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Technically, the government can. We can just do whatever we want, print as much as we want, because the rest of the world ties their currency to ours.
Hmm.
So if we just print more, then like I feel like that's not helpful.
Yeah, definitely not. And just like damn, inflation now is just incredible.
Dude, like a pack of like chicken breast at the store now is like unless you get the store brand that's like um none of the like free range or any of that stuff, that's like that is $10 now, and then like anything past that quality, like you're paying like $13 or $14 for like a pound of chicken now. It's
Yeah.
bonkers. Like a year and a half ago, when Trump was in office, but like a year and a half ago, it was like 8.
Yeah,
Now
no,
it's
like the normal chicken and also just prices of like other commodities just skyrocketed. It's really annoying going to the grocery store and seeing that.
I
And also,
know.
like, I think I've seen like just even like in like alcohol as well, like just slight hikes in like random things too.
You
It's like,
noticed in
oh
alcohol?
why? Like yeah, White Claws will be at least like $2-3 more expensive, right? And it's like how does that make sense, right? You would
One of
think
the
that
12 packs used to be like what, $14 for a 12 pack?
so no, I think pre-COVID they were like maybe 15, 16, but then
They're
now
like
they're
20
like
now.
20, even 20 something, like depending on where you go. It's like what? Yeah,
Yeah.
like small those like small little price changes actually do make a lot of difference when you're like,
Yeah, over time,
explore.
especially if your only form of hydration is White Claws.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
then you're in a world of hurt.
You're in a world of hurt for real.
Yeah, that's so bad. I know Cruzan hasn't really changed price, which has been lovely. I think it's gone
Yeah,
up $1, but like not it's like it went from like 11.99 to 12.99, and
nice.
that is fine. And I will continue to drink that. And I went to those islands actually recently, like
For
where
wait,
where it's made. Yeah,
that's fine. You got it for nice and fresh.
yeah. So
Is it
it's
like the Guinness factory or something like that?
no, I didn't go to the factory, but like at all, there was like we got lucky. There was like a festival there,
Or
and you could. I've never seen Cherry Cruzan at a bar until I went to this festival, and I was like, "Can I get 2 of them?" And she handed it back, and it was like $15, or it was like $15 per drink, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I realized the next day that they were doubles, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
oh, you should just drink it straight. You didn't even
No,
care.
they were big cups, bro. I mean, I was already
Oh,
drunk. It
okay.
was fine. It was the end of the night. It was some street festival, dude. It was like some
Oh, that's
street
good.
festival in the middle of a Caribbean island. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just going around
That's,
having fun. There's like live music and stuff.
well, that's the
It was
dangerous
a
thing
good
about
time.
whiskey. You never really even you can't even tell if it's a double. Like half the time, like it just tastes like honestly, it tastes like there's like nothing in it, or it's just like a straight up like mixed drink of something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a straight shot. It's kind of crazy. So like I remember like when you first made me that drink of cruising, that was the first time I ever tasted it. I was like, what in the what in God's name is this?
I
And
told you
I
it
was just
was
like, how much
amazing,
you
wasn't it?
put like however much you put in, I was like, yo, it's gonna be crazy bad, but like that was good.
It's the percentage. The percentage is not that high though. If it was like normal alcohol percentage, everyone would be dead. But it's like it's half. It's only 20%. So it's like
Yeah.
instead of like the like normal like vodka or whatever that's like 40 or
Yeah,
50%.
exactly. I was gonna say like the two doubles at the end of the night, man. That's a fatality right there, dog.
Yeah, for any other liquor, it would be.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
for this one, it wasn't. And also like the walk back to the place that we were staying, it's so hilly, dude. Like it was like a mile up and down, like
Workout.
probably like 40 degrees. And, like it was not it was steep, dude.
You
So
were
like
sweating when you came when you were
oh
on.
for sure. And when we got off the ferry the first time with our luggage, we had no clue. So like there's a way that you can go around the hill,
Yeah.
but we had no clue. So maps just took us right up the hill. And I was lugging like all the luggage because I'm
Yeah.
a gentleman and I didn't want my lady to carry her luggage.
Nice guy.
Actually, I didn't want my wife to carry her luggage. That's weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, we were sweating. Like the shirt was like it wasn't like soaked through, but it was like
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
yeah. It was
Sounds like
fun
a
though
fun
for
time.
sure. Huh?
Sounds like a fun time, man. Honestly, I saw pictures and I was like, yeah, that looks dope.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I like it wasn't not worth it, but like I don't know if I'd pay that much to go back.
I feel
I
that.
don't know. Maybe I would now that like I know where to stay and like what to do and stuff. Because
Hmm.
all the houses there are really nice, but you gotta like if you're gonna go to one of those places, you can't like skimp on stuff because if you skimp on stuff, then you're in like the middle of an island and it takes like 5 years to get a taxi. That's like $40 to take
Yeah.
you to a beach where like it's like, all right, the sand is nice, but also I could go to a different beach
Yeah.
for a third of the price. But
Usually, I went to when I was in the Caribbean. I was actually there for a study abroad trip, but
mm,
it's like it's supposed to be this Bonaire. It's an island called Bonaire. It's right off the coast of Venezuela,
mhm.
but it's supposed to be like not really like a party island or anything like that, but it's supposed to be like it's a dive capital of like the Caribbean, right? So like if you like to scuba dive, you're gonna be like at that island, right?
Mhm.
So I was actually surprised at how like there wasn't that much to do off the resort, right? So we stayed at this like hotel slash resort thing, basically all inclusive. Like anything you needed was right there, besides like a grocery store, and the grocery store was like down the way a little bit. It was
Yeah.
it was pretty cheap too, but like besides that, there wasn't that much to do. Like it was like kind of it was almost a barren island. Like you drove around outside, it was like anywhere outside of the hotel was like it was not lush at all. It was not green. It was like a almost like you see cactuses, you see like they had like a lot of their biggest export was salt. So they had the salt
Mhm.
fields as well. But yeah, I was kind of expecting to see some green and like I don't know, it was like something that looked similar to like maybe like Panama or Costa Rica or something like that. But it was like it had no natural water table, so it was just straight barren.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the islands, they're not that bad, but like when you go to those, like you're there to just relax at the place. Like you're not there to like do stuff.
yeah,
I don't know. I think that's a weird thing about traveling is like the more you travel, the more you like understand what places are and like what you're supposed like what you're like if what vibe you're looking for. Like if you look to relax, you go to the Caribbean. If you're looking to like hike, you go so like that's a very obvious example, but like there's subtleties to all the things. Like you can go to Outer Banks versus Myrtle and like on the surface of it, it's similar, but then it's not at all once you get there. Like the vibe is different.
yeah, dude. Outer Banks just family oriented, and
Yeah.
Myrtle is just like
Myrtle
goodness
is
gracious.
stays Myrtle.
Yeah.
Myrtle
No comments
stays.
about Myrtle. That place is
Yeah,
nuts.
no comment. Myrtle is the only place in the world where you could just walk into Zion's rented house and say hi. It's the only
Yeah, that was
place.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's the only place in the world where you could do that. Um, yeah, man, traveling. Speaking of traveling, you were at a Twins convention,
Yeah,
and
man.
most of the world doesn't know that that exists. But
Yeah, so
how
there's
was
a
that, dude?
an annual Twins convention in Twinsburg, Ohio, and it's pretty funny, honestly.
Of
Like
course, it's in Ohio.
any type of twin can go, even triplets and I met quadruplets there. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, it was just like I remember I was just scrolling through Instagram one day and I saw like the ad and I guess they did pretty well with their marketing, able to get it to the right people. But I saw it, I was like, no way, this is a real thing. like swiped up, looked at the link and everything. I was like, oh, like it actually is, right? So I'm looking at videos online to see if this is like a legit thing. And then I saw like, yeah, I saw some like videos on YouTube and stuff. I was like, okay, I should go. Like I should try this, right? I sent it to Sammy and he was like, all right, we're gonna do this. I'm down, right? I registered us. It was like $20. It's super cheap. And then I'm like, okay, let's see where we are in like relation to like Ohio. So we're looking at the maps and we're like 30 minutes out of Cleveland. And I've never really been to Ohio, honestly. I don't think Sammy really has either. So I
Why
was
would
like,
you
okay,
go? There's no reason to go there.
exactly, yeah, yeah. So we like, all right. So we booked an Airbnb in Twinsburg. Like the name of the city is Twinsburg. It's kind of funny. And the reason why it's Twinsburg is because like when it was founded, like two twins were the ones that actually founded the city, which is funny. Um, so basically they rented out like this, I guess, this fairground, and they had everyone like park at a high school. So the first day we all went and checked in at the we checked in at the high school, and that was like in the gym. They had like a raffle, a big like introductory like thing, like this is Twinsburg, the Twins Festival and stuff like that. And that was really cool. But the craziest thing, we were like walking in and we just saw everyone looking so much alike. Like everyone was kind of like carrying themselves and obviously dressed the same, but carrying themselves in the exact same way as a twin. I was like, what? And it was pretty wild. And then we'd have people coming up to us and being like, yo, can I take a picture of y'all? And I was like, okay, yeah, like, cop in the picture, right? And then all of a sudden just snap and just walk away. I was like, what? Like, you just took a picture of us and then just walked away. Like, I thought you were taking a picture with us, right? It was just bizarre. But this happened like at least 5 or 6 times. And then I'm like, okay, why are people just like got these pictures of us on their phone? And then I'm like talking to people like, yo, is that happening to y'all? And they're like, yeah, it's just like, that's what people do. They'll go like take pictures of all the twins and like show it to all their friends. Like, oh, like they look so much alike and stuff like that. And I'm like, weird. I really thought that was super weird, but it was all good just because it's a geek. And then I don't know if you saw it, but like people did take pictures and videos of that thing and like stitched it all together into TikTok. And one of them actually went viral. And they got the back of me and Sammy's head. And we were sitting on a bench. And I was like, dog, you could have gotten us like in the video or something of us like our front. And people were saying to me, like, yo, this looks the back of your head, man. Like, I swear I've seen it before. But yeah, and it was hilarious. But I can't cap, on that bench, me and Sam were probably sleeping because we were so tired from like that day. So that's probably why I didn't take a straight on picture. um, so yeah, we checked in and everything. That was super fun, and we just like messing around, meeting people. Went out to dinner, got some drinks, and then they had this like big like ballroom like area rented out at a like hotel, right? It was called the Bertram, and everyone was talking about it. Like that was like the topic of everybody's conversation. Oh, you on the Bertram? I was like, yeah, I guess I'll show up. So we didn't really know what to expect. So we roll up. It just turns out to be just a straight up party. Everyone's just like getting lit as fuck in this hotel. Like I was like, what is going on? And there's like families and like kids and everything dancing too. Like it's not even just like an adult thing. And like there was like obviously dope, like not open bar, but it was like a bar you can easily get drinks at. But like most people were staying at that hotel. So like you could just go upstairs and grab some drinks really quick, come right back down, right?
Yeah.
But it was super friendly, right? So we were meeting people left and right, just like all over. And it was like super easy to talk to everyone because everyone's a twin, right? So it was pretty funny. And we were waiting in line for the photo booth because like a little photo booth thing. It was pretty cool. But like I swear, we turned to our right and we just see everybody dancing in like unison. Everyone like synchronized with their twin, and I'm like, dude, where are we? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, dude, this is not normal. Like, and I looked at Sam, I was like, you've only had like a few drinks. I've only like had a few. Like, it's not that we're drunk, but it was like, this is like they're actually doing this on purpose, right? And it was noticeable. But yeah, and then it was fun to meet all those people. And then we went upstairs, and there these two twins that had been going to the festival like a bunch, right? They think they've been there like 13 years in a row. So like they go all out. They said they got there like earlier that week, and they decorated their room like shark themed, right? Because they're Mark and Sean, or Sean and Mark, forgot the last name, but then
Uh-huh.
so Sean and Mark, they got a
Yeah.
shark theme, right? So I could not, everything is shark themed, and it's like I've never seen a hotel room decked out like this. It was like glow in dark lights. You had like strobe lights as well, shark decorations everywhere. Like he was giving out like shark shots and stuff like that. It was literally like a dorm party in this hotel room, and he's just letting anybody in. He's like, "Yo, come in." So we come in, and we're just like geeking and like taking shots with them and like having fun, and everybody was doing the same. And like being in there, I was like, "Yo, it smells like feet and alcohol in here. They got sleep in here too." That's so gross. But it was a fun time, and like that was like just Friday night. So I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like we got all Saturday because everyone was like amped up for the big party on Saturday. So I think we like left that later that night. We had to get super early for the there was like this big parade they have in the beginning of the Twins festival, and the whole city comes out and like watches you and like I guess celebrates Twins. Walking down the because we start at the city square, we walk all the way to the venue. So it's about like a mile and a half or something like that. It's not like the worst walk, but like everybody's just like lawn chairs. It's like they're tailgating
They're
the
tailgating the Twins
parade.
parade.
It was so funny. And yeah, people taking pictures, videos, and we're walking and talking. And me and Sammy made the mistake of wearing like long sleeves and jeans because it was so hot. Oh my god! And I mean, because I was like the planned fit. I was a planned like matching outfit we had. So
Yeah.
we were like, "Okay, we have to do it for like for the festival." But that was so bad. And I was like hiding sweat stains. I was like, it was the worst. But um, we get to the actual festival, and there were all these things to do, right? They had a beer garden, they had a bunch of games you play, they had a big venue where they're like trying to tell who is like they had all these contests for these different twins and sets of twins. They also had like this whole like area for studies, right? So they had like a hospital come by, they had West Virginia University come by, and I think a couple other people, and they were conducting studies on like twins for money, like they were paid to do it, right? So basically, one was like a saliva test, and then you had to do a taste and a smell test. You take the same one as your twin, but you were like far away enough to the point where you're not swaying each other's results.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just answering on an iPad and everything. And then it took about maybe 20 minutes, the whole thing. And then after you answer, they give you like just straight up like $25. Yeah, I was like, all right, thanks. So like it was pretty easy, right? And I guess it was just like a really like, unique opportunity for like data collection and everything. So it was pretty
Oh,
cool.
for sure. When else are you gonna
Yeah,
get that many twins in the same place?
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was doing something similar, but just a little spin off, like more of the scent. And they also did the West Virginia had a whole booth there for they were like doing biometrics, kind of just comparing like how like the like how our eyes and face shape is different, our like fingerprints and stuff like that. And basically, we're basically getting fingerprinted for the FBI because the FBI is on behalf of the
Yep.
FBI in West Virginia. But I was like, all right, I'm not planning on doing anything crazy, so it's all good. And yeah, they were just straight handed out. I think me and Sammy like made $60 that day really quickly, and like just beast out and enjoy our time. So they were yeah, they were just paying people to do some studies, and then they had this booth, this like big area, right, where they were doing the least like looking like twins, least alike twins, and the most alike twins, right? So we were like, all right, we're gonna do the most alike. But at that time, Sammy had the full beard and the mustache, and I only had like the mustache. So I was like, all right, this like we gotta do something, right? So we go into the thing, and everyone was like, yo, like just so you know, like try to act like the exact same, like sit in the same posture, like turn synchronized. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna win. So we sit down right next to each other, and we're looking around like, all right, everyone looks like a carbon copy. Like, they look so much more alike than we do, right? And then so we're just sitting there like, and they're like asking us questions, and we're both nodding our head. Yeah, it's just to stand up, and I'm like looking over at Sammy to make sure I do it at the same time. Like it was so funny. And so we ended up not winning, obviously not winning that, but there were these two guys that had the kid from Up, the outfit on. Like you were the kid from Up, yeah, with the
Oh
balloons
my
and everything.
God.
Yeah, these two guys had that outfit on, and they killed it, bro. They were like they were definitely the guys that would look exactly like. It was
Dude, they
hilarious.
practice for that shit. They have
Yeah,
to.
oh, they'd been there for like 5 years in a row, so like they
Oh
knew it was
my
good.
God.
We didn't know. We were like, all right, why not? That was hilarious. But then Sammy had to shave. Like he decided to shave his beard for like that night, so he only had the mustache and like the goatee. You could definitely see it in pics. Like thank God he shaved it. He looked a lot more like. But yeah, we met like so many cool people, and everyone was like just very like relaxed and like having fun. And it was the easiest thing to talk to people. Like we could have sat through. Like my face hurt from smiling that day. You know what I mean? I was like, oh
That's
my
so
God.
wholesome.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I mean, and then the party that night was the exact same. It was just it was super late. Everyone was like there getting turned, going upstairs to different rooms and stuff like that. The shark room was actually they didn't want to do it, I guess, because of how bad it probably smelled from Friday. So they were like they were done with that. But that shit, it was still so much fun. Everyone else had their rooms open and everything like that. And overall, 10 out of 10 experience.
Dude, that's sick. You going back next year?
For sure. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my friends to come, like some of the twins I know.
Dude, that's wild. Now you know how we all felt watching you guys
Yeah.
for all of college. Watching
Facts.
you both dance across a party and being like, wait, which one is that right
Which one
now?
was that?
Dude, that's wild. I saw you sent me videos of the two guys with the YouTube channel, the pranks that they do.
Mhm.
Those two are bonkers, dude.
Yeah. They're
Because
pretty
they'll
good,
keep going.
honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Because they'll keep going. It won't just be like one, and then you saw the next twin. Like the first
Yeah.
twin will like run around the block and do it again. So it's like you see him like 3 and 4 times, and it's like, it's like
Yeah. No, the funniest one was where like he sits down, the kid is sitting on the bench, and they like go. The first one sits down and asks him, ask him like a few questions, like the casual thing. And he like gets up and like, stop dreaming, wake up. And then the other one comes down and sits down, does the same thing, and the kid is like actually like, "Yo, I dreaming." And they have another set of twins come and do it as well. It's like, bro, that's hilarious.
dude, that's so funny, man. Twins that like to have fun with it are I don't know. They're like a different built different, dude. Like
Yeah,
the ones that practice the shit and like those are the ones that would like switch shirts when the teacher left the classroom and like shit like that.
yeah,
Just just because they find it entertaining. It's like and then if you're in on it, if you're not a twin and you're in on it, then it makes it more fun. I
yeah.
think anyways, for me. But
Yeah.
that's
I remember
wild.
in high school, sometimes I think it was like once or twice we tried switching classes, but the thing is like his teacher would like say something only Sandy knew. So I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Or like I would
Yeah.
try to act like I didn't hear it. You know what I mean? So like try to like do it word, and it just would never work out because like as soon as they saw like how I reacted to what they were like, oh, that's Izzy, like get out of here. Like,
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. I feel like to me anyways, like you guys obviously look alike, but like even from when I first met you guys, I didn't really have difficulty telling you guys apart. But I don't know.
yeah, I think it's like I have like the oval face and he has like more of a rounder face.
Hmm.
And we've also like kept like hairstyles and like facial hair different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also like I've heard that someone was telling me that we walk differently, like a little bit differently. So you can they were
Yeah, you do. I
they
was
must
about
have
to
walked.
say I was about to say when watch like playing basketball with you guys don't move the same. So
Yeah,
it's easy to tell.
yeah,
So I don't
exactly.
know.
So then you know.
Also, like 2 weeks in, I started recognizing like what shorts you had and what shorts he had, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
weird random shit that like I don't
yeah.
know shouldn't
No, that
notice
makes sense.
like the maroon Arizona Sun Devil shorts that you have. Like I would see those and like it's like all right, that's Izzy. And then all
Way
right,
too
there's
often.
Sammy.
I had to
Yeah.
retire those, honestly.
Did you really?
I still have them,
Oh,
but
I
I
was
just
about to
still
say.
I don't
I
wear
was
them too.
about to say. That's wild, dude. Small ass world. That's so, dude, it's so funny. The world is so funny, dude. People like always have their like own little things that they enjoy, and it cracks me up.
Yeah, mine's a twin festival.
Yeah.
Bro, people would geek with me. They're like, "Yo, did you just go to a twins convention?" And I was like, "Not similar, but no." Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, well, like there's things like I feel like there's things like that that just nobody knows that they exist.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
random festivals that like people don't know they exist, and like different things. Like I don't even know. I don't know.
That was
I
like my
mean,
first time meeting like quadruplets. Like so, two of
dude,
them.
that must have been trippy, bro. Did all four of
Yeah,
them look the same?
nah. So two of them look they're kind of split into two. So two looked identical,
Hmm.
and then the other two looked very similar. Like they could have. They just look like two sets of twins, right? So one looked like it's identical twins, and the other looked like maybe fraternal, but like all together when they were all like together, they were like obviously very close. So that sometimes they would like speak like finish their sentences, and sometimes they would like speak in like similar vernacular and everything like that. So it was like what?
Speak up
You
a
know,
bit.
it's like whoa. It was pretty cool. It was pretty trippy. I don't think I've ever met quadruplets in my life, so that was pretty cool.
That's
And,
wild.
and their mom was there too, so I was like, oh, poor woman. Like honestly,
Speak up a bit. Just moving forward. Um, your volume's a little low, but all good otherwise. Um, damn, the mom went too. Wait, so we're like whole families at so so like all right, cynical me is like some pharmaceutical company founded this convention so they could do research. But like but like our whole family's there. Like how long has the thing been going?
yeah. So they've been doing it since like the '70s, apparently, which is
The
kind of
the that's the rise of big pharma. See, I was right.
yeah, exactly. But no, so basically like it was I guess it was like a very family like friendly event. So you
Hmm.
weren't it wasn't just like an adult thing. But I mean, yeah, there were whole families there, kids. There were you had kid twins for sure. They were there. They were like you have toddlers. I remember there were like 100-year-old twins that were there. They were really cool. They'd been there for
Whoa.
yeah, still kicking it honestly. And I can't remember um how long they had been going to the thing, but they were like, yeah, they're pretty old. It's just really fire.
These are the OGs.
Yeah, exactly. The OGs, probably definitely the oldest one there.
That's crazy. Speaking of old people, there's a total subject change, but like there's a guy in my gym that has like the he's got the breathing like tubes in his nose and like he carries the thing around with him and
Hmm.
he'll carry it around and then do like reps on the like whatever machine and then he'll like when he unplugs it he like holds his breath and then plugs it back in and then goes to the next one and I was
What?
like yeah man he's not lifting like he's not doing like 5 pound dumbbells either like he
Yeah,
it's not light and I was like dude, I have no more excuses ever in my
yeah,
life. Like,
that's crazy.
I'm never tired again. Like, I watched
Yeah.
him like go and then like, and I was like, oh my God, bro. It's like,
Why would he unplug it? Like,
it was like, why did he do it? He was like moving from machine to machine, and I guess like it wouldn't. He was on the like the low row machine, and I guess it wouldn't like reach around the thing long enough.
yeah,
So like he had it up and then he had to like untang. I don't know. I don't know why he did it.
that's
I don't
wild.
remember why, but I remember very distinctly him like fiddling with it and then going and then moving to the next one. And I was like,
Shout out him for sure.
oh, shout out him. Also, are you okay, dude? I mean, well, he's not, but like,
Oh my God. Yeah, just taking a
uh,
I can't even imagine that, man. That's just like extreme dedication. Was he like kind of like a fit looking dude as you can be at that age?
oh, I mean, yeah, but like he's old as fuck. Like if I had to guess his age, I would say probably 90.
Oh
Like
wow.
he's up there, bro. But he like looks like he's not. He's his build is like if you were to turn him sideways, there'd be no like gut on him. It's just like
Oh,
a
okay.
straight line down. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But he's also not skinny either. Like he's not, you know, some people are just like super skinny. He wasn't
Hmm.
that either. So, and then there's another guy that there's something wrong with like his hip or his leg. Like he can't really walk at all. So he like takes the walker. And so like the way that our gym is set up, like the pool is so there's like a sauna and a hot tub and then like big pool. And then
Hmm.
there's like a little kid pool in front of the sauna.
Yeah.
And I'll go into the like I'm about to do this after this actually. I meant to do it earlier. Um legs. I always do sauna after legs because then like when I play, like it helps the recovery. Like my legs aren't really sore the next day. I'll stretch in there.
Yeah.
But I'll go in and he'll be in there and he like can't move. So he'll be like kind of like pulling himself up to the thing. And I was like, do you need help? And he was like, no. I was like, you sure? He was like, yeah. So he like kind of like pulls the door open and he left his walker by the door and he like goes and like right before he does that, I was like, I forgot what I asked. What did I ask him? I don't know, because he'll like walk back and forth in the pool as well, and he was like, "I've got to stay." He's like, "I've got to stay moving, otherwise, goodbye." I was like,
That's wild.
I was like, yeah, fair enough, dude. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel like some of these people just have this awareness about their own mortality.
yeah,
It's like it's not even like dark. It's not even like dark. It's just like they are just speaking facts that exist to them. Like
yeah.
it's not our reality, but it's theirs, and
But
they
also, I feel
know.
like some of them like just like every day is like a gift to them. Where as we take it, it's just we just take it for granted.
Mhm.
Oh, he's like, oh, I get to go to the gym and do this, and like all these things that like maybe he wasn't able to do it for a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
and like, oh, should I have to go to the gym? You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just two completely like different outlooks, and he's like very upbeat and like positive when he's doing it, and where sometimes like
Yeah.
step away.
It was the most wild thing. He's like, if I stop moving, goodbye. And I was like, oh
Yeah,
my god.
just like casually, yeah,
Yeah.
I might die.
Yeah. I don't know. It's then it makes me wonder, like, obviously people work out for different things. But like for me, if I don't, mentally I'm fucked. Like if I don't do it for like 4 or 5 days, it's like I don't feel great physically, but like mentally I'm like I'm not I need it mentally to like stay sharp. It's really weird. Like even if I do like even if on like those days that you're feeling meh, I have like 2 or 3 workouts that I don't have to think about and I can just go crank them out in like 45 minutes, 45 or 50 minutes. And like every time I feel better afterwards
Dude,
mentally.
I've been like this past week. So I worked out on like Monday and
Hmm.
rolled on Tuesday. But I've been like studying for like this big interview I had today. But like
Yeah.
basically like this whole week, I felt like I've had like cabin fever because I'm just
Hmm.
like stuck inside. I'm like, oh my god, like let me finish this. But like at least it all paid off, I guess, right?
Did you take the test yet? Or like did you get the cert? You passed the class?
No, I was studying for an interview, so I just
Oh,
did it.
for interview. Interview.
Yeah,
Very nice. Well, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It was
Inter-
big.
inter-
Now.
interviews are a bit like I've been going through some. 'Cause obviously, when I talked, I'm like figuring out what I want to do with my life. Like interviews, when the people at like the career center at school, I've said this before on here. Like the people at the career center at school actually have no idea what they're talking about, and like the more I've learned, like it's not that they're not like malicious or anything, obviously, but like their job is the career fair. Their job is not a job. You know what I mean? So like
Mm,
when you're going for interviews or like resumes and like they're like, oh, it has to be on one page and you have to format it this way and you have to say these 3 things, like when they ask you what you've done, you tell them what you've done. Like is your life. Like why do you have to have it scripted? Just tell them what you did. If you can't tell me what you did, then I don't want to hire you because that's
yeah.
like
And if you
what
have
like
to hide certain things and do certain things like or say certain things in the right way or whatever, so that like I brush over it and it's just like that might not be a job for you, you know?
yeah, because then you're worried about like, oh, did I slip up here? Did I slip up there? Like, and it's honestly not like when you're nervous about that. Because I was talking with Jenna about that the other day. I was like, I've never really been nervous for like an interview, and she's like, that's because you don't attach yourself emotionally to the interview. You just answer the questions that they ask you, and you treat it like a conversation, and you do much better.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it in that way. Like even now, right? Like I don't have like I've got income from different sources, but like I don't have like a steady right now. And so maybe when this airs I will. Who knows? But like
Hmm.
even now, like a lot of people would be like putting the pressure on themselves, like I have to get this right, I have to get that right. And it's like I was just like, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
talk to
because I feel
you
like
and
people are ready for like an interrogation. Like they're ready for somebody just to rip the resume apart and like just grill them on different things. And that happens. That's definitely happened to me before. I'm just like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's definitely like, and you always get like you're worried that it's gonna happen again. But like the
yeah.
best news I've ever had are like just conversational, just super, like lackadaisical, not like informal, but like, I'm still able to like get across coherently what I've done and what I'm interested in as well. And then they can ask me questions in a non like super pressure environment,
Yeah.
which definitely been the best experience. but there's also like the when somebody grills you and interrogates you, like, and it really seems like it seems like they don't want to work, they don't want you to work for them, like, they don't want to work with you, kind of thing. So it kind of gives you like that. Oh, did I answer this right? Did I answer it? Like, did I sound like shaky when I was saying things?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
But
know that's like
you don't
exactly.
have to go work for those people though. That's what I'm saying. Like if they well, there's two things with that. Well, actually there's three things. One, like for like technical spots, you have to know specific things and like that's different. But um like you don't if somebody interrogates you on your resume, it's still your resume. Like you should be able to defend all the stuff on your resume and then know that you did all the stuff on your resume and be like they're just asking me questions. Even if it like it feels like an interrogation. And then two, you also don't have to work for them just because even if you nail the interview and they offer you like something, you don't have to say yes. Like
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
just settle for like in the like quest for like success. I feel like a lot of people, especially right out of college, are like, I need the first like the first one that offers. Yes, I'm doing that, and then
The rap.
people are miserable.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, why did you say yes? You knew they were shady because they said these four things. We're like, well, that was the first offer I got, and it's like, so,
exactly. Or
but
people
yeah,
just for like prestige, and they're like, okay, I don't care about my work life balance. I'll grind it out for a little bit, and they're just like miserable because they're just working all hours of
they
the day.
nosedive,
Yeah,
they nosedive, and then all the other aspects of your life are like in the toilet, and that's
yeah,
like there's some people that really love where like you're like they're like those people like that make the CEO and they're like I haven't taken a vacation day in 20 years. It's like that's not normal. Like you can do that. Go do that. Like I don't want to run your company. Like that's too much work. I don't want to do that. Like that's not fun.
I'm using all the PTO
Yeah.
and
Well, exactly.
let's
Because
take. Yeah,
we value different things in life. I think that's important. Like people like you don't like not everybody is a CEO. Like not everybody has to be a CEO. Like that shit's hard, dude. Like you got so much to worry about. And then like you have to work so much. And there's people that like doing that. And then I'm like, okay, you go do that. You like that? That's fine. I don't want to do it. Like
yeah,
and we get into this like culture, like this hustle, like grind culture where people are like, oh, everyone's working their way to be a CEO. It's like, why? Like why?
that's
Like
just
why?
that's just not
For what?
possible. Not everyone
Yeah.
can.
Like, well then start your own business.
Yeah,
It's like that's the easiest route to becoming a CEO. It's like if you're the CEO of you, like there's nobody's job you gotta take. You just gotta start your own thing.
exactly.
Like that's hard too. That's its own battle. All sorts of paperwork and like stuff with that. But like I don't know, dude. Hustle culture is real weird, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
You definitely do believe in like working hard. Obviously, there's always like
yeah,
you know, work very hard for anything you want in life, but I also think that like it does get overboard sometimes. Kind of like, all right, take a step back. Like, why am I working like this? Why am I actually doing this? What am I doing this for? So
yeah. Or like, what are you working for
yeah,
exactly?
exactly.
Like
What's the out?
I'll put in 12-hour days from like if I make a business, I'll put in 12-hour days for that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
like,
You're like emotionally attached to that
yeah.
because you're creating it. Like it's your name as well. So a
Hmm.
lot of times, like I'm just doing it for somebody else's name. I'm doing it for the big company that I'm working for, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but also just finding things that you're passionate about, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like all right, you can have that. You'll have that passion there that kind of spur you along.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays.
Yeah. One of the things I've found, we've talked about this before, is finding the thing you're passionate about and then figuring out how to monetize it. And that for a business perspective, not everything you're passionate about has to be monetized.
Yeah,
Like if I'm passionate about a video game, like I don't have to monetize that. But like training people, for example, like finding a way to monetize that only benefit. I mean, it benefits the people I train also because then I'm doing that more. But like that only benefits me and it
mm,
benefits everyone else around me. Because if I'm happier and I'm enjoying what I'm doing, then I bring a happier vibe into my relationship. I bring a happier vibe around my friends. I bring a happier like people want to be around you instead of like, hey, let's
yeah.
go for drinks, and like you know that the person's gonna be like, oh, I hate my job, blah. Like you don't at a certain point you're like,
Give me
I
the most
don't.
downbeat conversation you have all day with that person, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's not fun. It's not fun at a certain point. You're like, I don't want to be around you when you're like this, but you're like
Yeah,
this all the
yeah,
time.
absolutely. And I feel like also like what you doing what you love is definitely like keeps you like wanting to work longer. You know what I mean? Like even
Mm,
if it's, oh, I'm retired at 65, like I'm done. You know what I mean? But like doing what you love, like you don't have a problem, working long. Like my uncle is almost like 70, and he was like he's a pretty well known reporter, not reporter, journalist out
hmm.
of covers a lot of stuff with involving China and Chinese business. And he's written a few books and stuff like that. So he's
Ooh, talk to me
pretty
about that afterwards.
yeah, I got you. Yeah, so he's a pretty smart guy, but he just loves what he does. And he just like has continued working. He's like almost 70. He hasn't slowed up. He's probably gonna he might keep working for like the next like 3-4 years.
Yeah,
Really interesting guy. But yeah, he doesn't even blink an eye. He's just like, I enjoy this so much, and I found what gets me up in the morning and stuff like that. So
yeah,
yeah,
keeps your mind sharp as well. Like my granddad, he's like 88 and he still goes into the office like twice a week. Like he doesn't perform surgery anymore. Thank
yeah,
thank God.
yeah,
But like he still goes in like twice a week, keeps his mind sharp, right? And like he loves it. So like that's what he's doing. And like there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's also nothing wrong with like I don't know. I think there's been a big shift during COVID when people realized that they could have more freedom than they did to do
oh
what they
my
want.
gosh, yes, yeah,
And I think there's going to be some growing pains as like companies come to terms with like I saw a post on LinkedIn. It was like this CEO ordered all of his employees back in the office full time. He
Mhm.
lost a third of his workforce, but he doesn't regret it. And I was like,
What?
yeah. And I think there's going to be some growing pains that are going to come as like people try to figure out how to, because there's some people like there's going to be a lot of people who are going to start to take risks like on themselves, bet on themselves, like, and then there's a lot of people who I don't even want to say like scared because that's not really they think that like in their risk evaluation it's not worth it. Like they'd rather have the state like the stability, which is totally
Yeah,
fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with that and like there's nothing wrong with that is its own statement like this. People can do that for sure and should if that's what they want from life. But like there's other people that 10 years ago would not have taken the chance. And I think we might in the next 10 years we might be um blessed by like a new generation of small businesses and like innovation and like people
yeah,
that have started to take risks. Like how many like I know tons of people that are just in an office somewhere and I'm like, why aren't you doing like this but for you? Like
yeah.
one of my friends, he makes apps like on the side. And I was like, dude, this app is awesome. You should just sell this and like you should just do this.
Yeah, you
And
should get on
like,
this full time, right? Like I feel that.
yeah.
Also, like I feel like half the time, like when you're just locked in the office, like yeah, it's productive for the work that you're doing, the company you're working for, but like all other thoughts are out the window. Like
Hmm.
you almost leave your life outside when you like walk in those, especially at how my office is. It's like you barely get cell reception, right? So it's just like, oh my gosh. Like then as soon as you leave, you got so many like life just comes right back to you. And it's like
Yeah.
COVID
Gym,
only
grocery store, laundry, like
exactly
all the shit. And then like before you know it, it's like 9 o'clock and you gotta go to bed. And
do
you gotta
all
do
of
it
it.
again.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Like
And
that's the people that start stuff. Sorry to interrupt, but the people that start stuff, like they
yeah,
take the hit financially for like a year or two because they just focus everything on that thing.
yeah,
So like if you're
exactly.
gonna do it, you should not like I like Aisha had Aisha, right? She's doing personal training full time now.
Mhm.
She had no plan when she quit her job. She was I was talking to her. She was like, if you're gonna do that, don't do that. It's like have a plan
Have a
first.
plan, yeah.
But she's killing it now. And her boyfriend is like a photographer or a videographer. So they are both basically outside of the like the 9 to 5 world, making it on their own. And
Yeah,
they're both killers, dude. They're both like killing it in the game. Like
that is
so
dope though.
yeah.
You have your own house though, so like they did all the stuff they need to that we've done, and if they
Hmm.
got a few Like they got extra hours, extra time to do whatever they want with that. You know what I mean? Whereas me, I just
Exactly.
be online and find something to do, right?
Yeah, I almost like I wouldn't say I crave it yet, but like after the work from home stuff, like I'm getting to that point where like that's what I want. And even if I want with the extra hours, I want to take on another client or take on another like, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I like that work from anywhere mindset. It's like, bro,
Hmm.
like I could be in like San Diego on the beach, work doing the same work that I can do like in the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as I'm being productive. And if I'm just
Yeah.
messing up, obviously, like I understand like how that aspect can, be a problem. But like I'm actually applying and getting this done. And I really just don't understand why, there's that stigma of like, oh, you have to come back to the office, right?
Because it's new, and the people that have been in the office for 40 years, that's all they know.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and then also, then you have people that will ruin it for everybody else. Like people that will take the work from home and actually just not do anything. And it's
Yeah.
like you can't have. You're never going to get rid of that that guy in the group project, right? You're never going to get rid of that situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you let him work from home, but not her, or like you let her work from home, but not him. And then like then as a company, like you get into trouble that way because they're like, well, he did it because I'm 1/3 Native American. It's like, no, I did that because you don't do your fucking work. Like, so
Yeah.
companies don't want to deal with that,
Yeah.
because then like even if it's unfounded and not true at all, they still have to go through the whole like loop de
Process. Yeah.
loop de loop, yeah, and then it's like a waste of time and money from their perspective. So they're just like, we'll just make everybody come back. It's easier for us.
Yeah.
And then you got the people who are driven and like really want to do well, and then you lose them. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that'll be like, fuck that, I'm out. I'm gonna bet on myself. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think long term, like past the growing pains, like I said, but I think long term that'll be better for everybody. If
Hmm.
I'm being honest, I don't know.
I think so. I think so as well, honestly. And also, I think that like those driven people like will obviously like some kind of take that out because somebody else is just kind of messing around. And companies have like that brand and that prestige to like protect, right? So it's like if things aren't getting done, things aren't looking you know good for them, then that's just going to be a fat L, for everybody, and because everybody's going back to the office and there's going to be like probably a big brain drain for those people that really do the work and they really
Yeah, it'll
want
be
that.
a big brain drain from like the massive companies. But all these companies have already taken L's, dude. Like if I was to poll you and say, has your opinion of Twitter gone up or down in the last 2 years?
It's probably gone down, Loki.
Okay, Facebook,
Definitely down.
Instagram. Well, Instagram is part of Facebook.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
We'll
look at this,
say
just
like,
like yeah, just like app, even looking at like the app like functionality and everything like that, I
mhm.
see it's gone down just because everything is so monetized on
Yeah,
Facebook.
but we can just go through the whole list like Google up or down,
Down.
Pfizer.
Oh, way down. I mean, shout out to
Uh,
that team, but
yeah, but just insert like
just
even like the NBA and NFL
yeah, definitely.
down.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. Netflix.
I don't know. I think they've done all right. Not terrible, but they
Maybe neutral. So everyone's down, Netflix neutral. I don't know, but like that's the point I'm trying to make,
yeah,
I think has been made. It's like all these
yeah,
companies have already taken fat L's, dude. Like for the most part. Like it's just not so much so that Zuckerberg is going on Rogan and blaming the FBI for the Hunter Biden thing, and it's like, what are we doing here?
yeah.
Like
Like
even government institutions, FBI up or down,
I'd say down, down.
CIA up or down,
Ooh, yeah, it's been down.
Congress up or down.
Down for sure. Yeah. Bro, did you see that the report came out that the Democrats were sitting literally all of 2021? The Democrats were sitting on this huge infrastructure bill that would have benefited so many people. Like
Who
with
was sitting on it?
the Democrats within the House, they were just fighting on whose name was going to be on it. And I was like, dog, are you kidding me? Like,
Is this Biden's giant infrastructure bill?
yeah, it was part of Biden's. But then what they did was because it was taking so long, they packed it up with someone else, and pushed that through. But it was like, bro, like that could have been used.
Wasn't
Like,
that the one that was like 4,000 pages that nobody read?
yeah, yeah, the massive one, yeah. But it was that massive because of what they packaged it up with.
I mean, you have your opinions, I have mine.
Yeah,
No, but like still down, right? Even regard like even of just like everything, just I don't even know. Supreme Court down probably.
yeah,
Like um what's another big one? The banks generally.
yeah. No,
Like
gosh. What about Department of like Education? Yeah, transportation might not be that terrible.
how many planes were delayed and like all the problems with the airlines.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is trash.
I don't know. I don't even know if it's directly their fault, but we can pretend it is. But
Well, I mean,
like
the Department of Transportation. I feel like if anyone is to blame, it's most likely going to fall on the shoulders. If
either
it's
them or just the airline companies themselves. But like
yeah,
just all of these giant like because the problem is these are the people that have all the money. All these are the companies that have all the money and they direct the research and they direct the like FDA as well. Like so like they're gonna lose all the brain power and then the brain power is gonna start doing their own things. And then eventually the money is gonna follow because the market is gonna realize that all the smart people have gone or a lot of we'll say a lot of them
hmm
have gone elsewhere. I don't know. I like
honestly, like innovation, like breeds like convenience, and I feel like with so many consumers now, it's just convenience. Like, what is going to make my life easier and
mhm,
like not have to, not make me strain, and that is like any aspect of your life. Like
mhm,
looking at like flights, like how can I catch the easiest, cheapest flight? You know what I mean? How can I find, you know, how to redeem what do you call it, like what is like a really quick way, like if I have no time on my hands just to quickly get a flight, get to the airport, you know, just it's just
mhm.
straight convenience for everything, right?
Well, I mean, it was way quicker before 9/11, so
I mean, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Hopper's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always on Hopper.
yeah. Oh, I know I've never used it. I'm not gonna lie. You've told me good things about it though, so I don't
Yeah,
know. I'll have to check it out.
yeah. It's like it just finds you like cheap flights, but I mean, sometimes I'll go to Hopper and then watch it and make sure that like it, the price is pretty steady or it'll go down. And before it goes up, then I'll go look on like Google Flights and like find the actual like flights on Google Flights and like purchase it through that
Mm,
because that usually
yeah,
because that
that's
yeah
probably a
Hopper's
good look.
here, but Google Flights would be the right one.
That's probably a good look.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. The world is shifting, dude.
yeah.
I don't know. You could feel it though, can't you?
Yeah, 100%, man. It's kind
Yeah.
of wild. But I'm just like thinking back to like I think sometimes I think back to like 2019, 2018, and that was like the first like year before the pandemic, right? And it was like that was just it feels so long ago, and things were
Mm,
so different back then. Like, oh my
yeah.
God.
I wish like obviously hindsight 2020, but I wish like March 2020 hits, I wish I had invested in Zoom and Netflix and like
Oh my gosh,
all
yeah.
these ones. And the thing is like you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. You just have to have the mindset to be thinking in that way. Like
Yeah.
like anyone could have been like, duh. Like that's not the same as like investing in Apple in 1998. Like it's different, you know?
Yeah. Like those are thoughts that like, like like your average consumer could probably be having, right? It's not like, whoa, like you're a stock genius, you know what I mean? But also
Yeah,
like
but who did it? I didn't do it. Did you do it?
nah, I didn't. Not really, honestly. I dumped a little bit, but it wasn't like anything significant.
I dumped a bunch in at the end of March just into like different funds, like 3 or 4 grand. So I mean, I think it's doing well. I haven't really looked at it to be
Oh
totally
my God.
honest.
Everything right now for me is in trash, in the garbage, in the garbage can.
Ooh,
Literally since that flight.
might be time to buy.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. It's definitely time to buy, but it's just like sometimes a little
We are
disappointing.
not financial advisors. Disclaimer.
Yeah, absolutely not. Do not turn to me for financial advice.
I
I
took
just
one business class.
I I usually like I'm not gonna lie, like I just follow like the a lot of the general trends. I have like financial friends who kind of like give me some good advice, stuff like that. But usually a lot of stuff I get is from just like reading up on it and doing my own like little research and stuff like that. Probably usually the best way to do it. But just it is a little disheartening to see your portfolio just like in a garbage bin.
Don't
But
look
like
at it.
yeah, exactly. It
Don't
is
look at it.
money in though, for sure.
Yeah. All right. I know I did this at Zane's episode and nobody's commented yet. So I'm going to do this again. If you've got to this point in the episode, comment the word shirt, and I might send you a free World XP soccer shirt if you've got to this point in the video. And by might, I mean, I don't know. You'll have to get to this point and find out.
Better do it. Shit is fly.
Nobody gets to this point in the video. This is the best part. I can literally say whatever I want here, and nobody was going to know ever, except for the algorithm, which I don't know. I don't know about
or
that.
if they like, can you put subtitles on? It gets all the way to this point. That would be bad.
No, nobody gets here, and nobody's commented either. I got 3 comments on the nuclear like. I said nuclear engineer says there will never be another Chernobyl, and like I had people commenting on it being like there might be, and I was like, I mean, yeah, of course, they're like natural disaster and war, and I was like, yeah, dude, of course. Like, what do you think if you bomb a nuclear reactor? Of course, it's gonna blow up. Like, it's not
from like everyday use, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, that's fine. This is why people say don't read the comments. I have to read them though because I only get like 2, and then I need them to subscribe. So also, if you haven't clicked subscribe, and I know like 70% of you who watch these have not clicked subscribe, you should do it because then eventually I can make money and make more of these. So you should do it. But also just do it anyways because then more people see the stuff. I don't know. You were the one that convinced me to do this all the way back 2 years ago in the first place. So
yeah.
Are you and Sammy, I guess, together?
Yeah, it was like back in August, huh?
Back, was it the first episode came out June 2020?
June, yeah.
June 2020. It's been more than 2 years, bro.
That's crazy.
Episode 1. You're episode 81.
Word. Okay, nice.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's a lot. How far have you come?
It's crazy. It's nutty, man. I had one episode hit 1,000 views. That was sick.
Now, what episode was that?
73 or 4? The one with Rich, the photographer.
Nice.
Yeah, he kills the game, bro. He's so good. His shots are amazing. He's the one that all my indoor shots, he took all of them.
Yeah, those are good. Those are those 5.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great dude. Love him. That was a good conversation as well. He was like he was there when Chelsea played Charlotte. He was in the media tunnel. He shot that game. Shot like MLS Eastern Conference Finals like 2 years ago. Like,
oh yeah.
He's his only flaw is he's a Spurs fan. So like he's only a Tottenham fan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even mind Tottenham. You know when you watch those All or Nothing documentaries, it makes you kind of like the team, unless you really hate them. Like the only people that watch that and were like, "Fuck this team," were like Arsenal fans.
Yes, bro. Oh my god, I gotta give credit where it's due. When Son subbed on and just scored a hat trick, that was pretty crazy.
Dude, he's sick, bro. He's one of my favorite players, man. I think.
Yeah, and the commentator was literally talking trash about him before the game. It was like, yo, like Son has just been non-existent these past 2 games. So he started with Charleston.
Those were his first 3 goals of the season.
Yeah,
he hadn't scored yet. So
yeah, that was crazy.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Sounds good.
Been a great conversation.
Always fun.
Any last words?
Subscribe to the World XP podcast. It's fire. Worth it.
All right, see you guys next time. Peace.